welcome back to Just Vintage Crochet. And if you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. This is going to be a random 181-year-old pattern. These patterns are from 1846. Okay, let's try this again. Generic drum roll, please. Okay, number 7. Let's see, what does number 7 have in store for us? And there is our number 7, and it's another short one because there's number 8. So number 7 is going to be a short one. In treble open crochet, colors white, blue, and gold twist. Make a chain of 140 stitches. Open crochet, so that is probably going to be what was later termed square crochet. In fact, I feel very confident that that is what open crochet is here, which is essentially what we now call filet crochet. It says here, make a chain of 140 stitches, pattern, 1 treble, 1 double, in other words, 1 chain, miss 1, work 3 rounds of each color for 5 inches, and finish with cord and tassels to match. They don't tell us how to make the cord and tassels. I can go through the book real quick and see if they have any instructions on how they do their cord and tassels. Okay, so here are the colors. I don't have any blue thread, so I went with this really pretty lavender. I have my white, and I'm going to make a white and gold twist with this. This is very, very thin. This is like super thin, as you can see. It's almost flush with my skin. So this shouldn't add too much extra bulk to this. And I'm also going with a 1.75 millimeter hook, since this is number 10 yarn, like bedspread yarn. I just wanted this to be something nice and comfortable to make. And this is a modern number 0 hook for reference. Okay guys, so here is our number 7 pattern. This one is gone and done. And we're gonna keep doing this until all of them are done, and then we'll move on to the next book and the next book, because I've got another book from 1847. I've got a book from 1912, a book from 1917. I've got lots to do this with, so we are in no short supply here to do. Colors white, blue, and gold twist. Make a chain of 140 stitches. Pattern, 1 treble, 1 chain, miss 1, work 3 rounds of each color for 5 inches. So I looked through the book and I did not find any instructions on how to make tassels, or what else did they say? Tassels and cords. So what we can do is, well, it doesn't even say how long to make the tassels, the cords, or where to place the tassels and cords. But then again, I'm pretty certain that knowing what the item is, and it probably being a popular item 181 years ago, would help. I also decided that instead of pairing the white and gold, since we're also going to be doing a independent white stripe, I didn't want to do black, because likely it was a gold and black twist back then. But I thought this dark green and black, and this dark green doesn't seem to be too hard to see on camera, paired with this green and then this purple and then the white. I think that's going to look very pretty, whatever this thing is. So that is the direction I'm going. So there won't be essentially 2 rows of white. So here is 140 chains, and I'm a little stumped on what we're going to do when we get to the point of finishing with a cord and tassels to match. Oh no, I may wind up having to look up. I don't know what this is supposed to be, so I don't even know where the cord and tassels are supposed to go, so I don't know. We might have to make the item, and then we may have to uncover it just to learn what the item is, to probably look up a picture of what these items are supposed to look like to know exactly where to put the cord and tassels. I'm okay with doing that if you guys are okay with me doing that. As long as we get the bulk of the project made on a mysterious, you know, kind of level, then I'm okay with that. So here is 141 inches. Did I say inches? Chains or stitches. So we are looking at 15 inches wide by 5 inches. Could this possibly be a head cover? Are we possibly looking at some kind of a headscarf, a head cover? Is that what this is? Or a wall hanging, a wall decoration that hangs with the cord? Maybe the cord is what you hang it with and then the tassels hang down as it could be something like that. Okay, let's get right into this. So my first row I'm going to do in the lavender, and it says to do 1 pattern and 1 treble. So you're going to want to have 1 chain skipped down here on your base. And then you're going to want 3 for the side wall and then 1 for the skip. So we have to skip 1, 2, 3 for the side wall, and then 1 for the bottom base, and then 1 for the top skip a chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the 6th chain over, we work 1 double crochet. And that should give us our skip a chain down here at the bottom, the 3 chains for 1 double crochet, plus 1 chain up at the top for skipping. So that is 3, 4, 5. Then we chain 1, skip 1, and then work. And of course, I'm working in the back bumps. It's just where I work. You can work it however you wish. So I'm going to keep working a double crochet, or as they call it, a treble. Chain 1, skip 1 chain, and in the next chain over, work a double crochet all the way to the end. Chain 1, skip 1. Here, let me get a little closer for you. Let me zoom in on that. So that is chain 1, skip 1, and in the next chain over, work a double crochet. And in modern terms, we call this working filet crochet. In the mid-century, more into the mid-century, I should say, of the 1800s, and on into the late 1800s, this was called square crochet. But I guess in the early toward mid-half of the 18th century, they called this open work crochet. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, so I will be right back when I get to the end of this row. This is going to be fun and interesting. Let's see what it turns out to be. Okay, just made it to the end of my row. I've got 2 stitches left. Chain 1, skip 1, and work 1 in the very last chain. Now it says to work 3 rows of each color. So does that mean they want it to be like, you know, like picture Neapolitan ice cream? Work 3, wait a minute, rounds. Oh, wait a minute. Three rounds. Was I supposed to join? Because it doesn't indicate that. Maybe it indicates it in the title and what this item is supposed to be. So am I supposed to join? Was I supposed to join? I mean, it's not too late to join. So what is this? Oh, I'm stumped. She's stumped. Okay, well then I will join. Then I need to chain 1 first. Okay, Karina. Sorry, I know this is kind of tedious. There we go. There. Okay, so I figure they said what they said, and so I'll do this like the Neapolitan style where it's just the lavender on the bottom. I think I'm going to go with the golden green twist in the middle and the white on top. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do 2 more rounds of filet crochet. So I already chained 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you will into the top of the next double crochet over. Chain 1 and repeat. Work into the top of the next double crochet over, or as they call them, treble crochets. Chain 1 and repeat all the way around, and we will do this one more time after this. And I'll go ahead and sew this bottom up. Okay guys, so I will be back after I'm done with 3 rounds and I'm ready to change color, and I will go ahead and sew this bottom. And well, I can't seem to find my short, narrow darning needle, so I have to use a real sewing needle. And I'm going to try to leave a little bit of a gap too. Okay. And I think that's going to be good enough. That's going to be good enough. Look at that, like it never happened. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. We were joined the whole time. All right, continue to work the stitch pattern for this round, and then for one more round in the lavender. I will be back when I am ready to change colors, and I think I'm gonna go with the green and gold. I'm highly questioning my color choices at this point now, because I don't know that lavender, green and gold and white are going to look very good together, but it'll certainly be interesting. So there we go. I'll be right back. Okay, now I am ready to change color. So here I've worked my last double crochet and I've already chained 1. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 into the 3rd chain up, and I'm going to complete the slip stitch with the new color. There we go. Drop the tail down and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And continue to work 3 rounds of the golden green. Like the gold did make it just a little bit thicker, but I just don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And it's the only way I can make a gold twist, if this is even what they mean by a gold twist, but it's what I'm doing because it's what I have. And here is the gold I'm using, by the way. I got it on Amazon. You can get a 2-pack for $10. I can leave a link in the description box if you want. It's a fine 2-weight, and it requires a 2mm crochet hook. Comes with 314 yards, and it is Lurex and polyester. It's very, very silky smooth feeling. I like it. That's the company there. So I'll leave a link for these. I got a 2-pack for $10, so that's pretty good. It does look kind of like a neat gold marbling with that green. It's kind of cool. Okay, let me cut this pink. Girl. Let me cut the purple. And that way I can weave it in off camera. There we go. And here I go. Okay, I'm going to do this for a total of 3 rows. I think this is going to wind up being a very fast video this time, because this pattern is just so short and it's so simple. There's not really a whole lot of complexity to it outside of what is it and what do I need to be doing with tassels and cords. So I'm thinking, since I haven't the foggiest idea, I'm not on the up and up of what was in the now on fashion in the late 1840s. So I'm thinking that whenever we are finished with this and we decide to unveil what the name of this pattern is, we'll have to look up what the item is to see how cords and tassels are incorporated into it. See, and to me, that feels like cheating, but not cheating, because we only know what we know. It's 2023. We aren't completely in the know of every little thing about what was popular to wear or to have around your house or whatever in 1846. So I think it's fair enough that we look up some details. Okay, guys, I will be back whenever I have 3 rows of the gold and green. Then I will do 3 rows of the white, and then we will unveil it and see what we're doing. And I may have to do another one of these just because this one was so fast. And, well, that's not fun. We want a nice, long, complicated, tough video. We want complications, and we want it to be something ornate, I guess. So, okay, I'll be done. I'll come back whenever I'm done with the green. I'll start the white with you guys and finish the white, and then we will go ahead and unveil this and find out what it is so that we know what it is we were meant to do with cords and tassels. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, jumping back on, I just remembered that I actually have this 20 weight green, since I'm using this 20 weight, number 20 green, and I'm using this number 10 green. This is coming up a little bit thick. So I think I'm going to undo this and change it out for this. This green has a little more yellow in it. This looks a little bit more like forest ground green than this. So it's actually coming up quite a bit brighter on camera. It's a little more dull in real life, but that's okay. I think I'm going to go with this because it's a thinner. It is thinner. Oh yeah, that's thinner. And I think it's going to couple with the gold much better. So let me start this portion all over again. Here's how it looks with this more like this green that has a bit more yellow in it. It is allowing the gold to stand out, well, not stand out, but it is blending with the gold better because of the yellow. But now it looks kind of, let's be honest, it looks kind of like bird shit. It looks kind of pukey. I don't like it at all. I like the other green better, but the other green was a bit too thick. So let me go through my yarn stash and see if I can find anything that's smaller than a 10, than a number 10 yarn. Because this just, pardon my language, but this looks like bird shit to me. So I'll be right back again. Okay, so what do we think of the extra fine number 30 in natural? I know my window is kind of brightening it up. Let me see if I close the blinds a little bit. It'll make it a little darker. So you can see it's kind of a straw color. Kind of a, there, now that's dark. And let's remove the sleeve. And you can see it's a little more of a straw color. So maybe this with the gold. Yeah, we'll give this one a try. It's got to be better than bird shit green. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna undo this and get this one going. Okay, so here we are with the natural. Probably looks the same as it would have with the white, but I'm glad that I went with the 30 yarn, the number 30 yarn, because this is working up. Look, it's not even bulging out. It's working up perfectly with the number 10 yarn or thread. So it just looks like gold thread now instead of a gold twist. And I think I imagine a gold twist would be like a black and gold or blue and gold, something like that, something a little more poppy that stands out. But this is what I have to work with, and that's part of the rules, is I can only use what I have in the house. So this is what I have in the house. It's called natural. And so it's supposed to look like natural unbleached cotton. And it is, the number 30 thread is working up a lot more ideally than the others. So that's good. Okay, guys, so I'm going to work 3 rounds of, I guess, just the gold, because it pretty much just looks like gold now. It doesn't really look like a gold twist. With the green, it looked cool. It looked like it was marbling. That was really cool. This is kind of got me realizing I think I may need to expand my yarn, my thread, my crochet thread a little bit, as I have a lot of number 10. I think I need to get multiple colors in 20 and 30 as well. Okay guys, I'm going to do 3 rounds of the gold, then I will do 3 rounds of the white. I'll be back. Okay, so I'm done. This can't be right. I'm wondering if whatever this is was meant to be made with a what they would have called a zephyr, a woolen zephyr, a thicker yarn. It's closer related to our modern day like 4-weight Red Heart Super Saver size, but maybe a tiny bit smaller. So actually probably closer to a Caron Simply Soft size, because you know Caron Simply Soft is just, it works up just a little bit thinner than Red Heart. So this worked up to being, it's supposed to be 5 inches and we are at 2.5 inches, almost 2.5 inches. So, and I don't know what we need the cord and tassels for. So here we go. We're going to look it up and then I'm going to Google what this is supposed to look like. All right. It says bag. It says bag. And it just says bag. It literally just says bag. Okay, so let me look up, let me Google some 1840s crochet bags with cord and tassels. Okay, let's see what some of those look like. I'll pull up some pictures. So here is what I found that I think makes the most sense. There are these square little filet crochet bags where you would have a cord at the top and little like tassels hanging down. That's nowhere near. And I'm so disappointed in myself because I'm thinking, should I have just kept making the 3 rows of colors until I achieved 5 inches? But 5 inches still wouldn't have made a bag that size, I don't think. Let's see. Maybe it would have. Yeah, maybe it would have. So I consider this a massive fail on my end, but we're not done. I'm going to keep working on this and I'm going to make the bag. So I'm going to use these as my inspiration. We basically worked the pattern without knowing what it was. The next one won't be so disappointing. I feel like this one was disappointing. I don't know. You guys let me know. I think this one was a lot of fun, but I'm going to keep working and I'm going to finish this bag. I'm going to figure out a way to make a cord and some tassels. Okay. So I'm going to start with the purple again. And I think just one more grouping of purple, gold, and white, and that should give me roughly the 5 inches I need. I might have to do 1 extra row of white just for 1 or 2 extra rows. Oh, these are pretty. They've got decorations on top, so this must have been a very plain bag. I'll make this work. I'll make this video worth watching. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to come up with a lot of ideas for this. Okay, so here's what we have going on so far. I'm going to put some lipstick and eyelashes on this girl.
I've told you a million times not to talk to me when I'm doing my lashes.
As I was working on this, I started thinking to myself, I think with the pattern, they give you the basic foundation of a bag, sort of a blank canvas, and then it's up to the reader, to the crafter, to put all of the bells and whistles on it. Makes perfect sense to me because this is kind of boring and plain as is. But we're going, there it goes. She sang her last song. Okay, just a moment. I have another measuring tape. Okay. I don't like using this one too often because it doesn't, whenever I let go. So we have here just over, also the tip of it is, she crooked. So we have here roughly 5 inches. Now I did add an extra row onto this because I'm going to use the extra row of white for weaving in my cord. I'm going to do, said that funny, I'm going to apply some shells at the top, sort of taking my inspiration from one of those photos that I showed you before. And I'm going to do some other things. So let's get started on the shells. I haven't exactly decided exactly how I want to do them, so give me just a moment to figure something up and then I'll jump right back on and show you what I came up with now. Does that mean that we're going to have perfect number of shells by the time we get to the end? I don't know. We'll make it work. We'll fake it till we make it. We'll fake it to make it. I don't know. Okay, so this is what I worked out. I think these are really cute. If we work these all the way around, skipping 2 in between, we should end up with our last shell being right here, skipping 2, and then just joining into the picot so that it holds hands, because as you can see, all these picots are holding hands. There is no chain between them. They just go from ending one to immediately starting one. So what I did is, here is our joining chain right here, our not turning chain, but joining chain, forgive me. I worked a single crochet into the joining chain and then immediately started worked my first double crochet here. That's why it's so short. Double crochet and picot, double crochet and picot 5 times. Then I skipped 2 double crochet and into the 3rd double crochet over. Obviously, of course, automatically just going to be skipping the chain 1 spaces. Let me get you down in here. So skipping 2 double crochet and into the 3rd one over, work your 5 double crochet with a picot on top of each. I'm going to show you how to do all of this. I just wanted to talk you through it. And then I think what I'm going to do whenever I'm done working this fancy shell stitch on top is make a chain with the gold thread, and we will use the gold thread in this row just below the shells. And then I'm going to do some other stuff too that I've been envisioning since I fell asleep last night. So let me show you how to do the shells. So yarn over, skip 1 double crochet, skip another one, and in the 3rd one over, start working your fan of 1 double crochet and a picot, 2, 3. So you'll see here is the top of our stitch right here. I'm kind of going into the side of it here. See? So you're going to go right down into the top of that stitch, and onto the side, you will see another bar just below the top of that stitch. Go into both of those. And then work a single crochet to complete your picot instead of a slip stitch. Yarn over and do that again 4 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Go into the top of that stitch, down the side of it, down the little through the little bar below, and work a single. Here we go. Double crochet with a picot right through the top, side, one, 2, 3. It's just, in my opinion, a faster way of making a picot, especially when working with thread. You don't have to deal with trying to get into the chain and then work a slip stitch. All of that can be kind of a headache. With thread, anyway. So much faster and easier, because it's all just right there. Boom. And then instead of having to fight with a slip stitch, just work a single crochet. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Now we move on to the next one. Skip the next 2 double crochet and into the 3rd one over. Start working the fans and picot. 1, 2, 3, or fan with picot, I should say. And it makes for a nice fuller picot too whenever you end it with a single crochet instead of a slip stitch. I'm not saying, and like working them this way is always necessary, but perhaps in this case it is. You can really see, even from far away, you really get a good, I'll back out a little, and you can still see the stitch very well, you know, it really stands out. It's pretty. So I'm gonna go ahead and work this all the way around. Just remember, skip 2 double crochet between each fan completed. Don't worry about chaining, just jump straight into working the next fan with picots, and you don't have to work picots at all if you don't want to. And with the stitch count that they gave us in the beginning, with the number of stitches that we have worked here, you should end your last fan stitch right here with 2 separating your very first fan. Then we'll move on to the next portion. We'll move on to the eyelashes, the lipstick. I'll see you guys in a minute. Okay, just finished my last little fancy shell there, and it ended perfectly just right with 2 separating the last from the first. And right into that picot, I'm just going to work a slip stitch. There we go. Not a big fan of that huge gap. I suppose there's nothing I could do about that. That's just the way that's gonna have to be. I got a lot of tails to weave in, because I wasn't sure how this was gonna turn out. I didn't weave in a single tail the whole time. But okay, so yeah, that big gap is there, but you know, maybe I could use my tail to maybe anchor this down like that a little bit. I bet I could do something like that to make it look a little, yeah, see? Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so I love how frilly and lacy it looks, a bit overpacked with these shells. That's cute. That is super cute. All right, now on to a cord. One of my favorite cords to make for just regular bags. I figured I could give it a try with this gold stuff here. It's a very, very simple cord or strap. It's not anything fancy. Some of you may have even seen it before, but I just start off with a slip stitch. And a chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice and come down into your very first chain made and work a treble crochet, a US modern treble crochet. Pull through, and pull through. Then you will chain 3, yarn over twice, and then into the space we just made right there, you will work a treble. So you'll just go right into the space and complete your treble. Chain 3, yarn over twice, go into the space you just made again. And we're basically working like a chain link. This way we don't have to work a great big long chain and all this and that. You just keep on working links and then apply it to the bag and see how well it fits, how many more links do you want to work, and it's really quite easy. You just chain 3, yarn over twice, go into that space right in there, and work a treble crochet over and over and over again. Chain 3, yarn over twice, and work a treble crochet. Really, really easy. This is my first time ever doing it with thread and not just a nice thicker yarn. And it can be quite addictive once you get going, once you get your rhythm. It really can be quite addictive. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And it's pretty stretchy. This stuff here can be pretty stretchy once worked together, but you'll just keep working these over and over again and making this cute little golden chain link. And then we're going to, oops, I've got this fishing video on. And then we're going to weave it right into here like this. Then we will deal with the bottom, and I've got an idea for that. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and work a whole lot of chain links, because I have a feeling that we're going to need a lot. Because I do want this to kind of hang down a little bit like we saw to be able to do like a double draw, you know? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I got a little lazy. I hope that's okay. But I got a little lazy and decided I'm just gonna do one pull tab. If I can get it on there. So I'm using my large darning needle. I think I'll just thread it on through here. This might be easier. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna start at the seam because I want it to pull at the seam. So here is my seam right here, all the chain 4s that we worked the whole time up. So I'll come under 2 and go over 2, and then just repeat. Come under, over, 2 at a time, right under the shells. And if I don't like it right under the shells, I'll move it one more row down. But I just want to test it out here first. This is all just testing it out. And I really don't know how long I want my chain to be, so I worked a pretty long chain, and I'll just unravel what I don't need. But I probably, for all I know, didn't work enough chains. Okay. Go over 2, under 2, over, under, all the way through. This bag so far has been a lot of fun to make. I love watching it turn into what it didn't even know it wanted to turn into. There we go. I am so glad that you guys are enjoying these as much as I'm enjoying making them. I got to tell you, I was really nervous whenever I put out that first mystery pattern video. I thought, this one's going to flop. People are going to be just like, nah. But you guys really like it, and thank goodness you do, because I do. I really do too. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was afraid it was going to come off too gimmicky or hokey, but I think the surprise is so fun. And look at the magic happening here. It went from being a headband to a bag. Almost to the end. And let's see here. I'll just come up through there like that. Yeah, that works. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? It's pretty close to even. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is sew these 2 sides closed shut and put a tassel coming out the bottom right here. And I think that's going to be super cute. But before we get into all that, let's do the bottom. I'm going to want to sew it like this because I want my pull tie to be off to the side. So I'm going to close it like this. I had an idea for the bottom. I don't know how well this is going to work out because it's just a little idea. I'm going to go into these first 2 stitches of each side, 1 stitch on each side. And I'm going to use the gold again because I like it as the accent. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very easy to work with too. It can be splitty, but not really. It's kind of roving. It's not kind of roving. It is roving, but on occasion it can split. Okay, join that. And let me make 40 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm a goofball. If I said 40, I meant 20. I'm so sorry. I got off and I'm like, did I just say 40? What a goofball. I meant to say 20. So here's what I envisioned. Work 1 single crochet right back into the same stitch that we just worked 20 chains out of. There we go. Now, I haven't quite worked this part out, so I'm sort of winging it. But I know I wanted to do this on the end, and I will show you why in just a moment. And then just start working single crochets. I'm just going to go right through the open spaces we have here. The chain one spaces. And start working some single crochets. I think I'll do one single crochet in every chain one space and one single crochet into the top of every double crochet, and I'll do like 5. See, it split that time. And on the 5th one, I'll work a picot. It's 2, 3, 4. The 5th one, I will work a picot. 1, 2, 3, and just like I showed you before, go right into the top of my stitch and then into the side of right there, and then work a single crochet, and then work 5 more single crochet. Okay, that was 1, 2. Okay, so this is going to be painfully boring for you watching me struggle with these stitches this whole time. So I'll be right back. Okay, worked my way all the way to the end, and now I'm going to chain 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then slip stitch back down into the same where I just finished. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to use my Sam's Club card, and I'm going to make some tassels. These are going to be short tassels because this isn't a very big bag. As you can see, my hand is longer than it. My hand is about the length of it, or the width of it. So these tassels don't need to be super long. Take a piece here. Let's move this out of the way. Then we'll cut these. Okay. Put this on in here and pull one side through. Bring this down like this. Try to make sure that it's even. There we go. I'll have to trim this, but there you go. Flip it up and tie it this way. And then flip it over and tie one more on this side. Take this and kind of push it up just a little. There we go. And oh my goodness, what a mess. Hang on a minute. I grabbed a piece of tissue. I'm gonna have to get some tape and clean up a lot of these little glittery fragments that have fallen. And let's try to even this up a bit. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get this perfect, but it don't need to be perfect. just needs to be good enough. That's gonna have to be good enough, but I think it looks all right. Oh boy, what a mess. I'm gonna have to go get some tape. There we go. I need to sew in these tails. So there is one tassel, and I'm gonna put one over here on this side and one hanging off of the drawstring. I'm gonna sew in all my tails real quick. So let me do all this and I will be right back. There you go. This is our 181-year-old pattern bag with our own twists and our own elements of flair and design and style. And I almost said cinches. It cinches up very easily. It's very cute and decorative. I really like it a lot. It's super cute. And of course, there's all kinds of things that you can do to this that would have been really popular in the day, as we saw in some of the other patterns like beading. But yeah, this is just very simple. I like it. I love the little like flowery ruching on top. This is just super cute. I really, really like this a lot. So I'm really super pleased with the way it turned out. You guys, let me know what you think. Of course, I'm going to be making more of these. I have so many more patterns from just the one book, and then I've got so many more other books to go. So this was pattern number 7. Let me basic bag. Got something on there, some kind of oil. Oops, got some oil on there. Our basic bag in open crochet. Very simple, basic pattern. And I feel very confident that they do intend you to do your own embellishment. So if you wanted to bead it, or like what we did up here, you know, with the shell stitches and the picots and how we added some picots down here, I'm pretty sure that they intend you to do all of that on your own. They just give you the basic bones, you know. So this is the pattern. I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me while we made this. I've got some little gold flakies to clean up. I've got a roll of tape here I'm about to clean up. So I will see you guys in the next mystery 1846 pattern video. I'll see you guys then. Bye.